Good morning, everyone. Trucker John here. It is 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm here in South Carolina, undisclosed location. I just don't know where I am. I'm at a Love's truck stop. I shut down around 5 p.m. yesterday, and man, I woke up at like 2:30 this morning, just wide awake and couldn't sleep no more. So I was like, you know what, let me go inside, take a shower, get a few things done this morning, and just get an early start. So it's, like I said, 4 o'clock. I'm about to head out. So I'm a good hour or so ahead of schedule, which is good because I shut down a lot sooner than I wanted to yesterday. So I started quite the debate on my last video regarding on-duty, off-duty vehicle inspections. So let me just say, going through training with Prime, I remember very clearly, and even in my last safety video when I upgraded, so I remember this very clearly, the way they teach it is you only have to be on duty for one of your vehicle inspections, whether it's in the morning for the pre-trip or in the afternoon or evening for the post-trip. All the way through training, that's what I was taught, and that's what we did in TNT and PSD and all that, right? And that's what I've been doing out here on the road. And I've been, you know, I have not had an inspection from DOT, but I know Theo did. He had a level, is it a level 1 or level 3? Which one is the big one where they look at everything? I think it's a level 1, right? You know, so he had the big one where they check your logs, they do a complete vehicle inspection, they pull you into the bay and look under the truck. We had the big inspection, right? And there was no violation for hours of service. You know, everything was fine. So never thought anything of it. You know, it was just the way I was taught. So again, I started quite the debate. I've had a lot of people not only make a YouTube comment, but they had a few people actually email me, say, hey, look, you're wrong. You have to be on duty. And they even took screenshots of the FMSCA, whatever it is, the Federal Motor Carrier Service Agency, saying that, yeah, if you're doing any kind of work, you have to be in the on-duty status. So it got me thinking, man, you know, maybe we are wrong, you know, maybe I'm not doing this right. Again, I'm a student, I'm learning, right? So I just did a quick Qualcomm message to my logs department and just said, hey, you know, what is the actual rule? You know, I kind of asked that question, you know, what is it? And they actually emailed, sent a message back saying, this is quoting straight from our logs department here at Prime, DOT wants one on, so the other can be off. However, if you want them both on, thanks. Okay, let me say that again. DOT wants one on, so the other can be off. So, like we were taught. However, if you want them both on, that's all. I think he's trying to say if I want it both on, it's okay. I think that's what they're trying to say there. So I pulled out my little green Bible, which is, you know, it's a thick book of the DOT regulations, safety regulations pocketbook. So it's basically the Bible of the trucking industry, right? So, and I looked it up, and sure enough, yeah, it says basically, you know, you have to be on duty all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call my logs department later today and just verbally talk to somebody and try and get some clarification on what they actually want. And I'm almost tempted the next time I pull through a way station just to park and go in and actually talk to a DOT officer, just to really get a good grasp on what the rules are, what they're looking for. And I'll see if I get a mixture of answers, which is very possible. You know, I have a strong feeling I'm going to get a mixture of answers. But according to those of you that reached out to me, and from what I've read in the book, you're right. You know, they should be both on duty. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, also had another follower ask if I can show how I fuel the truck. So I'm going to do that this morning. I'm going to do a quick pre-trip on duty. I'm not going to show that because I've shown it so many times. But anyways, I'm going to go out and do a quick on-duty pre-trip. Then I'm going to just pull right over here to the fuel islands and I'll show you my whole process on that. Stand by. Alright, so I didn't go over 5 miles per hour on purpose because I didn't want to start my drive clock. I'm only on duty. I'm going to switch my clock from on-duty vehicle inspection to on-duty fueling. So basically, I am on right there. About a quarter tank of fuel, just under full on the DEF. DEF is the blue one. And my reefer is on 3/4 of a tank. So I'm gonna fill all fuel and fill fuel, all three. And there's a couple ways to do it. First way is you just do the regular way. You take your rewards card and you take your purchase card and you go over to the pump, swipe it, put all your information, and you're good to go. What I like to do is the mobile fueling, and I'm going to show you that right now. Alright, so from my phone here, here's all the apps that I use. I keep saying this, I need to do a review on all my apps. But basically I'm going to go here, since I'm at Loves, I'm going to click on the Loves. And it's going to open up. It's going to show my status, all my information here. And I'm going to scroll down to Pay. It's going to ask for my credentials. It's going to find my location. And this is where I am. I'm in Orangeburg, South Carolina, at the travel stop here at Loves. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. I'm at pump 21.
A new message has arrived.
Unit number. So I'm going to put in my truck number. It's the same information it would ask you at the pump as well. I'm just doing it on my phone. Alright, so I'm going to select all three because I'm putting all three: diesel, reefer, and DEF. Trailer number 190730. My trip number 7388179. No, I don't want a cash advance. I don't want to buy no additional products. No, I don't want a receipt printed inside. Pump 21 is ready. Begin fuel. I'll hit the begin fueling once I step outside, so let's do that. hoses won't reach to the reefer, so we gotta pull forward. This takes a little practice to learn where to stop, because you can't see the tank on the reefer. So you're gonna have to just practice and know when you need to stop. And I don't always get it right. And some trailers, the tanks are a little bit further back, and they're not always in the same spot. That's how we fuel. And of course you want to pull forward out of the fuel island. You don't want to sit here. You pull forward, you go inside, grab your coffee, use the restroom, grab your receipt if you needed it. Purchase your oil, whatever you needed to do. You just need to get out of the way so the person behind you can get it in fuel. And you don't want to sit here for too long either. I mean, you don't really even want to take your break here, because people behind you get upset. They want to get in fuel and leave, just like me. I'm not going to sit here much longer than just to say what I'm about to say so I can drive. I've already got my coffee. I took my shower, I used the restroom and everything already, so I don't need to sit here for any reason. So I'm going to get down the road. I'm just going to get my navigation going, and I'm done.
You have 8 hours and 0.
Now, I will say, like right now, there's nobody really here. It's early in the morning. There's no one behind me. There's no one in the island next to me that way or this way. So I could technically sit here and take a 30-minute break if I needed to. If it was that time of day for me. But if I see there's a lot of people coming in, people waiting to fuel, things like that, I would go park somewhere, or I wouldn't see here. I've seen it, and I know a lot of people have seen it. People will, in the fuel island, not even pull forward. They'll go inside, use the bathroom, take a shower, have their 30-minute break, eat their lunch, whatever, while everyone has to wait for them. That's really unprofessional, and this makes a lot of people upset, and it gives a lot of the drivers, especially big companies like Prime and Swift, it gives us a bad name. And you hear a lot of bad things about Swift, but you have to remember Swift is probably the largest trucking company, at least in the US. So when you have a stupid amount of trucks, they have thousands and thousands of trucks. Of course, they're going to be highlighted for their mistakes, because they make the most mistakes because there are more of them. Where you got these small little companies that are 10, 15, 20 trucks, they might make mistakes, but you never see them because they're such a small company. Swift, they're everywhere because they're huge, so you're going to constantly see their mistakes. Same thing with all these other major carriers. I know where I was going with that, but take it for what it is. Alright, I think I'm good here. I got my navigation, got my coffee. Feeling good, energized. Let's get down the road. Alright, so I just stopped here at Walmart real quick to stock up on some necessities. And on my way. I got a 2 liter, 1.5 gallon, 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 was lucky enough to find a Walmart here that was able to fit me, because looking on Google Maps, some of the Walmarts around this area in South Carolina, very tight. I wouldn't feel comfortable driving into those lots, but this one's nice and wide open, so I'm glad I found it. It's on my route. Spent a little bit more than I wanted to, but I got some good cooking with Trucker John ingredients, so look forward to that. All right, let's get this show on the road. I just gotta find a way out of here. Just make a U-turn, I guess.
West info route. Building route. In a half mile, turn right to Roselle Boulevard.
In 600 feet, turn right onto Dorman Center Drive.
And that's how we do a U-turn. Alright, so I just shut down for the day. See, this is the benefit of starting really early in the morning, is you can stop early in the day and still have beautiful sunshine ahead of me. Even though I'm at a rest stop, probably not much to really see around here. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. I drove 493 miles, which is a little less than what I normally drive, but you know, I'm just trying to, you know, watch my time and plan my next 2 days accordingly. I got all day tomorrow to drive, and I have all the way till 5 p.m. the following day before my delivery appointment. And I have about 700 miles left, so I could do 550 tomorrow, or even 500 and have 200. Wake up early on Sunday and have only 200 miles to drive. You know, take my time. So that's the plan. So all right, so before I end this video, I just wanted to do a quick follow-up, let you know some information that I found out. So this whole conversation that we've had here for the last few days regarding hours of service, going on duty for a pre-trip, going off duty for a post-trip at the end of the day. Are we allowed to do that? What's going on, okay? And like I said, I got a lot of conflicting information. So depending who I talk to, I got a different answer. A lot of people have commented. You can go and read the comments from my last video, and I'm sure probably this video. Everyone's got something different to say. You know, there's a few people that have been doing this for years and years, and they do it one way. There's other people that have been doing it for years and years. They do it a certain way. There's some people that don't log off at the end of the day. I mean, they don't do a post trip. They don't even log nothing. They've been doing this for years, and they've got a flawless track record, no citations. I mean, the stories just go on and on. So I was like, well, that's not enough for me. I need like an actual answer on this. So I called my logs department here with my company, and I talked to the manager, and she did confirm with me that we are only required to do one on-duty inspection. Now, she went on to say that if you're doing something physical with the truck, on duty. So you got the hood up, you're touching the truck, you got the hood up, you're checking oil, you're adding fluids, you're thumping your tires, whatever you're doing, if you're physically working with your truck, on duty. At the end of the day, when you go off duty and you get out of your truck and you do a walk around, just one quick walk around, you get back in your truck, you're off duty. You did not have to go on duty for that. That is according to them. Okay? Now, I encourage you guys to do your own research. I encourage you guys to make your own decisions. Just make sure you're safe in whatever you're doing. Again, I don't think we need to make this a big deal. I don't think it's that serious of an issue. I really don't think a DOT officer is really going to ding you unless you have a lot of stuff happening with your records. I mean, if the only thing they can find on you is off duty for a post-trip walk around, what's the worst that can happen with that? I don't know. I don't know what the consequences are. All right. So I took it a step further though. I was like, well, let me call a few other people and see what kind of information I can find. So I called the California Highway Patrol, CHP, and I called the Truckee scales, which they're open all the time. If ever you go through Truckee, going into California from Nevada, most likely you're going to stop at those scales. They're always open 24/7. I've never bypassed, ever. Another one would have been in Southern California, coming out of like the Vegas area, right? Going into Barstow. But I called the one in Truckee. I talked to an actual DOT officer, not just a regular CHP officer. I confirmed with him he was a DOT inspector. He'd be the guy that actually does a level inspection on the truck. I want to make sure I was talking to the right guy. And I asked him the question. It's like, look, if I come in there and I did an inspection, I mentioned to him the whole debate they were having, the whole conversation. So I said, look, if I come in there and you look at my logs, and it says I was on duty for a pre-trip this morning, okay, for just say 8 to 10 minutes, and then I drove, and then at the end of my day, I went off duty at a truck stop or wherever I was. I went off duty and I logged a post-trip inspection. I just walked around the truck, I didn't touch nothing, got back in, everything was fine, nothing had to be done. Continued with my off duty before I went to sleeper berth. What would you have to say about that? And he said, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what he said, but basically he said on duty for both. He would most likely count that, keywords most likely, count that as a violation. And that's why I go back to say, when I said a DOT officer might not ding you on that, he said that they're really not that strict. No matter what you guys believe. This is him talking to me as a CHP officer to a truck driver. He said, whatever you guys believe, we're really not that strict. We're really after safety violations, egregious issues. Now if there's a pattern where it's, there's a ton of stuff wrong with your logs, your truck's just not passing, there's several things happening, then yeah, you're probably going to get dinged for that one as well, being off duty when you were supposed to be on duty. But if that's like the only thing you got on your, that's all he's got on you, most likely you're going to be okay. That's coming from a CHP officer, which I would take his word. Prime, if you're watching this, no offense, but I'm going to take a CHP officer's word over yours, only because he's the one that can write me a ticket. And he's the one out there every day doing this. Not to say that my logs department doesn't know what they're talking about. I totally trust them in everything they say. But when I got a CHP officer telling me that I should probably be on duty for both pre-trip and post-trip, I'm going to take that advice. I'm going to take his word on that, and that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. And hey, that's one of the benefits of having a YouTube channel. I'm learning, I'm learning through you guys. I put something out there, I say something, whether I don't pronounce something right, like man a turnpike. Those one. I'm learning out here. And yeah, you're going to go on duty for your post trip and your pre-trip and whatever else. Fueling, on duty. That's what I will be doing from now on. No matter what, I will be on duty. Even though I don't have to, according to Prime, but I will. It's not like I don't have the time. I got the time on my clock. Might as well just do it. Let's get it out of the way. Your post trip doesn't have to be a 10-minute post trip, you know. Even your pre-trip doesn't have to be 15 minutes long. I mean, as long as you're consistent with your time, is always the same, I think you're going to be just fine. You know, if my pre-trips are always 8 to 10 minutes, always, you know, consistently, and my post trips are always, you know, 3 to 8 minutes, you know, there's no law saying how long it has to take to do your inspections, as long as you're doing your inspections. If it takes you 20 minutes, well, then it should always be 20 minutes. They should always be the same. Anyways, so I hope that kind of helps you guys. I hope that kind of squashes the debate, even though it's not really a debate. We're just having a conversation. But yeah, so for me, moving forward, I am definitely going to be doing everything on duty. Again, I'm not telling you guys what to do. I need you guys to make your own decisions, do your own research, do whatever you feel is safe and correct for your own business. Again, this is not a training channel. I'm not a trainer. I'm not an instructor. So please, I'm not telling you what to do. You need to listen to the people that are training you. Listen to your, you know, your DOT officers if you're talking to them, which is across the board. It doesn't matter what state you go to. The rules are all the same. It's a federal regulation, so it's countrywide. It's not state. It's not local. It's federal. So it's the same rule across the board, no matter where you go. So even though I call CHP and ask them that question, if I were to call the Kentucky Highway Patrol, Nebraska, Arizona, no matter who I called, it should be the exact same answer. So I hope that kind of helped you guys. So anyways, shutting down here in Louisville, Kentucky, at a rest stop. Not much to see here. As you can see, it's just, sorry, it's just an empty field in front of me. I'm not sure what's behind me other than the freeway and the freeway and the restrooms. Freeway. Am I going to get something on that too, guys? Is it an interstate? Is it a freeway? Is it a highway? I'm going to get some comments on that too. People love to correct me. No, I'm just kidding. You guys are more than welcome to. Like I said, I'm learning out here. So go ahead, correct away, no problem. Alright guys, so yeah, I'm shutting it down. I'm going to get some rest.